Oh yeah, we are back, and we did not even. How did we start the program? I'm telling them we are back.
I think this is the way to start the program.
I didn't hear any countdown anyway.
Aye.
So we are back. This is QTV this morning. Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 6th of March, 2024 in our studios. And of course, other countries are saying 2023. There are countries that are in 2023, and nobody can deny
Well,
that.
I did mention to you that if you went to the Saudi calendar, it's even at 14 something. So
7 years behind. Some countries are 7 years behind.
Yes,
Julde.
because they have
And I have Julde Njai here. Good morning. She is warming up for Ramadan.
Yes.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you very much, Balde. I am indeed warming up for Ramadan. And for us, the good thing is we are hijabis, so we don't have to struggle with outfits and all of that. You know, I hear a lot of ladies, the likes of Jenaba Sonko, who say, oh, I have to go shopping for the Ramadan. Well, I'm sorry, Jenaba. Or you come to me, I will give you some
You don't
of my
need to
clothes.
shop in for Ramadan, you know.
They
People will tell you, I'm preparing for Ramadan.
Yeah.
How can you prepare for Ramadan?
No, it's good to prepare for Ramadan.
mentally.
Mentally.
Because although it's a month, it's not just
Mentally.
it's not just any other month. It's a holy
Exactly.
month.
You have to prepare for
And
it.
I think, you know, mentally you prepare for it.
Thank you.
So at least in that way, when people say I'm preparing for Ramadan, sometimes that's what they mean.
Not just that, you also prepare for it by mending your ways, being a better person.
Exactly.
Maybe
No, but that's
repenting.
what I'm talking
Yeah,
about, those sorts of things.
absolutely,
I mean preparing that in that sense. Yeah. So, you know, like you said, you mend your ways. It's because you make a conscious decision that this is what you're going to. But, you know, I always say to people, mend your ways before, during, and after.
Ramadan.
don't just do it for
Ramadan. Is not only a month whereby it's the only month that you have to change your ways. I mean, I think changing should be constant.
Yeah.
And it should be a thing that one have to live up to, you know. So, I mean, some people, even when it's not Ramadan, they are very good people. You understand?
Absolutely.
You know.
I mean, if you can exercise goodness for an entire month, I don't see any reason why you cannot continue with that. I know sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes, you know, Islamic scholars will tell you that, you know, shaitan, it's died and all of that, you know, during the holy month of Ramadan. So that is why people commit less sins. But also as an individual, you know, we make resolutions. New Year's, we make resolutions. Ramadan, we make resolutions. And some of them, we stick to those resolutions. But others is like a habit. It comes back immediately after Ramadan. You know, for me, I'm always shocked to see some of the ladies, 10 days to the festivity, they will start wearing all of these things. It's like Ramadan, it's over for them. So, I mean, if we are making change, let it be constant, especially if something that is good. If you adapt to it, make sure that you continue it.
True.
I know goodness is difficult. Sometimes, really, it's really hard to be a good person. It's really hard to, you know, amend your ways as an individual because of, you know, all the things surrounding you, the environment and everything. But it's not impossible.
That's what I tell people like Therese in the office. I mean, sometimes you have to change your ways.
And that's what Therese probably tells you every day, several times a day.
She called me 1:30 a.m. last night.
Wow.
Therese, can you imagine?
Do we need to know why? But anyway.
Why should she call me at that time?
Hey,
She's my in-law. Why would she do that?
1:30 a.m.
Come on, Therese.
Should I report this to Ibrahim?
Can we bring Therese on and she can tell us why
she called me 1:30 a.m.
She can tell us
come on, chill out. If I come to the office, whatever.
She called you to say, did you lose my memory card? You know, or something like that.
All right. Yes, Mr. Aris, what's up? What's going on?
Yeah, it's good. My voice is going. I've got a bit of a, I don't know, it's Hamatan, whatever, but it's been quite cold in the mornings. You know, obviously for somebody who lived in the UK, this is relative when you talk about cold, but you know, relatively, it's been quite cold in the morning. A breeze blowing through the yard as I get up in the morning around 6 o'clock to get in my car. So it's been good, but I don't know whether it's dust or whatever, but I've got a bit of a sore throat last couple of days, and seems to be getting worse rather than better. Might be because I haven't taken anything to deal with it, so that might. But other than that, I'm feeling top of the world, and hopefully this sore throat will go away, and I can go back to being my unusual self. But yeah.
Julia, so how have you been there?
I've been great, Balde. Juggling around with a lot of projects lately, but I'm fine. I've been great, really.
Well, so
well, what are these projects you can talk about or not?
no, we'll take a break.
No, okay, cool.
After the break, then we talk about those projects.
No, we can't. We can't talk about these
talk
projects,
about those
apparently.
projects. All right, so we'll be right back after the break.
Never before in the Gambia, QCell is giving you an unbeatable offer. Activate our 5G network on your 5G enabled phone and enjoy free internet for 7 days. Yes, you heard that right. Activate QCell's 5G on your phone and experience what true 5G internet feels like. Get your QCell SIM cards activated today at the following care centers: Banjul, Senegambia, Brikama, Bursubi Turntable, Bakau Airport, and Kairaba Avenue headquarters. Rush now and be part of the future with QCell's 5G. Free internet for 7 days only with QCell. For more information, call QCell Customer Care on 111. QCell Sunyubus. We innovate. Orders follow. Terms and conditions apply.
We are back, hearing the voice of our director. You know, it makes you feel very active and want to do the show. You know,
you see,
I've not been hearing him all this while.
The viewers probably think that you just say these things. They don't realize you've now told them that this is the director telling you, okay, Mr. Balde, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, or whatever.
Do your thing.
But, you know,
time to do
now
your
you've
thing.
told them.
Yeah. So let's do the proverb, Julde.
So
I'll give you the honor to do it.
Thank you, Balde. So our proverb, I'm not sure if it's a proverb.
It's a famous quote.
Yes,
It's
a quote. So it reads, "Do not bite the hand that feeds you. Do not bite the hand that feeds you." I think that is direct.
It's a direct, and it's about ingratitude. You know, and it's an interesting one because, you know, we were discussing something similar in the office the other day, and we were talking about the fact that you go to a workplace and you hear people complaining about the place where they work or the business that they work in, and you want to say to them, why don't you leave? You know, because this is the one that feeds you, pays your rent, and so on. And so it's quite, we can all fall into it, you know, quite sort of easily without realizing that what we're doing is actually biting the hand that feeds us, literally. You know, you're complaining about your employer endlessly. Well, you know, leave the job, get another employer or whatever, but that is literally kind of biting the hand that feeds you by always kind of whinging about, oh, I don't like my job, I don't like this, that. We all do it, and we've all done it, so I'm not pretending that I haven't done it in the past. We've all done it. You know, you go to an office, you know, come first thing in the morning, we all have our coffee, and first thing we do is start complaining about our employer. So it happens, and we can't pretend otherwise.
In fact, is that not a natural?
It's a natural. It really
natural.
is. It really is. So
that's the nature of man.
So even though it say do not, I think many of us do bite that hand. So yeah. But
Even if you are comfortable, at some point you just want to talk about how comfortable you
human
are.
beings are never comfortable.
You
we
know?
always want
Absolutely.
more. We always want more.
And you cannot get
it's
more.
in our DNA,
Yeah.
no matter where you are in the world. Whatever you have, you think, yeah, I could do with a little bit more or a lot more. So yeah, I think that's my take on it.
Exactly, Julia. Julia, what about you?
This one, you can't dodge it. Come on, it's like straightforward.
I think Mr. Ade have said all, really.
And you know, Julia is the
There's
only
nothing to
person
say.
that we all rely on when it comes to interpretation. Ah, Julia.
Hey, Balde.
Julie,
you know,
the viewers are waiting for your words of
Origa, you
wisdom.
know, dom,
Yeah.
yo lañ fi yaakaar.
Hana bubu moy bu baba ñako momi. So la buge sona mu ne yow lañ yaakaar tey. That's for Baba. He's using Baba Nyankumo's phrase
And
today.
I am really going to say this, our viewers on our Facebook page.
Yes.
You know, we are sending a big love to all our viewers. Those that follow us on Facebook, YouTube,
yeah.
they follow a lot.
Yeah.
You know, when you watch on Facebook, you see thousands of views.
Yeah.
People watch our program and they send comments. You can send your comments on our
Yeah.
Facebook page or our YouTube. QTV.
Yeah.
You will see this morning.
Be
and
part
you,
of
yeah.
the program.
Yeah, so wherever
Okay.
you are, Brother Banky, we are saying hello to you in Madrid, Spain. He watches our program. And of course,
Angela.
the Philippines lady. Angela, our
Angela.
auntie.
In London.
Our auntie in London. We are
Yeah.
saying good morning to you.
Yeah.
Good morning to everybody that is watching us from around the world. So going back to the code, I think it goes to show that as human beings we are imperfect. You know, no matter where we are, we always yearn for more. We always want more, and we always tend to complain. For instance, today I will want a car. I get a car. I'll complain about the car.
You want a
the
better
next
car.
thing I want a better car. Then following day I want a helicopter. The following day I want an aeroplane. So that is human being. That is in our nature. That is the imperfection. Come on, as human beings, if we complain even to God or about God, what gives us the excuse not to complain about our workplace? So we always tend to have that element of ingratitude as human beings sometimes. But you know, we are better as human beings too. You know, we are at different level.
True.
Sometimes maybe Mr. Ade can be more grateful than me. Sometimes people tend to forget a lot about certain things. You do things for people and before you know it, they forget it and they start saying all sort of things about you. They only say good things to do you when it favors them. When it is not in their favor, you become their enemy.
True.
So that is the human being. We are,
That's
so we are at
nature.
different level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are saying big love, big shout out to Ibrahim Majalo, one Ibrahim Majalo from Hamburg. He said,
Germany.
I am watching your program, Balde. I mean, you like tea like crazy.
And we have
he's
we
watching
have
me sipping my tea. I need to sip again.
We have
Ibrahim,
Tell him because it's Olinda.
I love tea. It's Olinda tea.
Olinda.
Ibrahim, if
And
you want Olinda tea, you can come. We can people are, but I will try to sift and twist it.
uncomfortable.
Yes, I
Oh,
will,
okay.
like someone said to me the other day, Balde, you know, before, you know, I was living in the UK. So when I returned to Gambia, I was more concerned what people think about me. What
About making the
talks about
return
me.
back?
No,
Okay.
no.
Oh, right.
Like, even if she want to do something, she'll be like, what
would people think?
What would people think?
Right,
What would people say?
Right.
You understand? So she said that made her uncomfortable for over 40 years, and it tortured her very well.
Something that has never bothered me.
Yes.
About what
So
people
now,
think or say.
she said, since I started living my life, I am free. I don't think about what people say. I do the
It's the
thing I
best.
want to do.
Best way.
Yeah. So, you know, thinking of what people are going to say about you is just going to drag you behind. It's not going to propel you to another level.
So are you telling all of this to avoid addressing the quote?
Oh,
it
you're
has
still
nothing-
taking me back,
we
Mr.
have
Ade.
we're talking about the quote,
Balde.
so don't dodge.
But I've given you something more than the code.
No.
Why?
I've
We've asked
given
you
a
about the
scenario.
quote. You
We
know, I
want
came
the
into
code.
your shop
Give
to
us
buy.
an
I came into your
interpretation
shop
of
to
the
buy.
code.
I came into your shop to buy oranges, and you give me banana, and you
All
want me
right,
to
so
be happy.
allow me to
No.
go through
Give me the
our
oranges.
messages.
Yes.
We have one, so Muha,
Uh-huh.
he said, this one program I try to watch every day.
Oh, good.
Love you all.
Oh,
We
love
love
back.
you too.
This one say, hi, assalamu alaikum. Good morning, QTV. Very interesting program. Today I am watching from Morocco, Casablanca City.
Oh.
Greetings, Mr. Mboj and Jenaba. No, Mr. Mboj is on exile at the moment. Jenaba is being sent out.
Whenever is also being.
Yeah, so the proverb is telling you to
yeah.
be grateful. It's telling you to act, to at least be, you know, to express some gratitude,
Absolutely.
to
Or what you- or
appreciate
what you have.
what people did for you. I mean, at some point, you know, we have seen instances where people are not grateful on certain things.
I said I think
Yes.
if we're honest, I think all of us have at some point in our life
Yeah.
been guilty of that. Anybody who says they haven't, you know, because sometimes it's not even directly. You don't realize it. You almost do it without saying.
Yeah.
And then you
It's
think, you know,
unconscious.
you have to check yourself. It's like, you know, you go into a restaurant, and you know the waiter or the waitress is rude to you, and you're thinking, if you had no customers, you have no job. So, you know, you have to be nice to your customers because effectively they're the ones who feed you.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so yeah.
Well, I think it's important, like our viewers too, they are watching. I am so happy to
What
know.
is their take?
Yeah, someone said, good morning, Ibrahim. I always watch your program from Spain. I enjoy your arguments with Jenaba Sonko.
They're discussions,
Janaba
not
is
arguments.
too problematic. This one is texting from Spain. Another one said, greetings from Helsinki, Finland.
Finland, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us your take. I mean, our proverb said, do not
bite the hand.
Do not bite the hand
that feeds you.
That feeds you. That's our quote for today. You can send in your comments on our Facebook page, QTV Gambia.
Yes, right.
Yes. So we proceed. Julda, do we have any stories making headlines or headlines making stories?
I have not seen any, but I mean, we have lots of things to talk
Mr. Ali,
about.
I'd like to ask you something. Let's talk about the QTV news. Someone approached me last week and said to me, why is your news different from other media houses? When you look at your news, it's more of an international standard. That's what we see. Ooh. That's what the individual said to me.
Right.
I wouldn't mention the name because the guy doesn't want to be mentioned.
Sure.
You know.
No, I mean.
But he said, like the way you do your stories, the way you present, it's more of an international standard.
Yeah, I mean.
But I said we are not. Come on, man. We are not like an online TV.
No,
or
I mean
something.
it's not. You know, and you know, I wouldn't want to be disrespectful to any online TV or anybody else. But I think, you know, one of the reasons I was asked to come here, you know, by Anam and Mameja, was, okay, I had some ideas about how I thought it could be improved, and it's a gradual process. So one of the things that we've tried to do is improve the news. It's not perfect, I mean, not by any means, but I'll just give a brief example. So if somebody goes to a workshop and it's about anything, whatever, on a lot of the media, what you will see is you will just see the workshop. Now, if we go to a workshop and it's about farming, we will try and include images of farms and farming. People, what is it about? People don't want to just see people talking about farming and all they are doing is reading. Sometimes they're not even lifting their head to engage with the camera. So we try and so if people watch our stories, you'll see lots of footage relating to whatever the subject matter is that's being talked about or discussed or considered. And that's probably what they're referring to. So it's been changing and it's been getting better and better. But it could be better still.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one who's never happy with it. So they will tell you that I spend half my days going around looking for videos that we can download that's of good quality, that's copyright free, because you know, we don't want to have to be paying huge sums of money for these things. So, for example, the other day I found a beautiful site that had lots and lots of images of wildlife across Africa. Every type of animal that you could think of as being wildlife. I was able to download very, very high quality.
Did you download Bookie?
You know, and then, you know.
You know what Bookie is?
No. That's, and you know, and yeah, if it's wildlife, then yes, you better tell the viewers. Quite.
Balde, how many good all of
No,
us?
Ade said he downloaded all types of animals. I said, is Bookie there?
Well, if you tell me what Bookie is, you haven't told me or the viewers.
You know what Bookie is?
No, you're about to tell us, because
Bookie,
now that you've mentioned it.
Bookie is Eliza's sister. All right, so that is what it is.
You want trouble this morning.
On the point, I'm seeing a newspaper where a teacher admits raping his student.
A 13-year-old? Yeah, and Ostas to be specific.
It's on the Foroya newspaper. Teacher admits raping his student.
Wow, that's quite shocking, because, you know, we're all parents. And, you know, they have the phrase in loco parentis, you know, your teachers are in place of your parents. We give our children to them, and we entrust, in fact, I think is the word I should use. We entrust our children to teachers, and effectively those teachers are like a parent, should be like a parent. So for me, it's not sadly, it's not an unusual case. We've heard of many cases across many countries in the world where this has happened, and it's always shocking to me when it happens, because you have broken that trust forever between yourself and that child, and yourself and the parents and every other child that who now is going to entrust their child to you when you've done something like that. So it's quite shocking for me to hear and see that sort of headline. I mean,
Well,
I'm not sure what else one
it's
can
very
say.
sad.
It's unbelievable.
I know he must have gone through, you know, a very stiff interrogation before he accepted.
Before he admitted.
You know, it's crazy how sometimes people get away with things. I mean, we've been hearing this. It's not news to us.
It's
you
not
know?
news. I mean, we have been hearing cases of raping of 11-year-olds in this country and all of that. So I just hope that this one too will not go like
sadly,
that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
really shocking.
you say, I mean, and I think sometimes also we need to look at our laws. If you look at the penalties that people, I saw a case yesterday, I was reading in one of the newspapers. It was from February 28th, I think it was, where somebody had been, I think they'd assaulted somebody. And the fine was $10,000 or 3 years imprisonment. I mean, most people can probably find the $10,000 to pay. I think that's a very, very low sum to pay for having assaulted somebody. You know, so we need to look at that, and we need to make maybe the penalties stiffer. It might help, who knows? But I think a $10,000 is a joke. And I remember also there was an instance when somebody had a defective vehicle that collapsed, and it tilted over and killed 5 people. And I think it was fined $15,000. That was all. So each person's life was only worth $3,000. I mean, that's a joke. You know, so we need to look at these things, and
well,
the penalties need to be
sometimes
stiffer.
it's the law surrounding those things.
That's what I'm saying. The laws, some of them are so old from the time when they were set, in terms of certainly the monetary penalties were set a long time ago. And they're a joke. They're not punitive, which is what they're meant to be.
Absolutely.
You know, if it was set 25 or 30 years ago, at $5,000, come on, you know, then you know it's not worth the paper it's written on. And they need to be looked at. They need to be revised and made stronger. So, do we have any other
Julia,
stories?
how much did How much did the minister spend?
They spent $954 million. 4 ministries on salaries and others.
Yes, they have to pay their staff.
That's almost 100 million.
They're not working for free. No. I
yeah,
mean,
but
you have to look at the context. How many staff does that involve? You know, to me, when somebody throws out that figure, it's just a figure to me. What does it mean? How many people are covered by those figures in terms of their salaries? Are we talking about 1,000, 2,000 people, 300? You know, there needs to be context for it to make sense to me. Otherwise, it's just an empty figure. I'm not going to be shocked, because if you tell me it's 2 people, then I'll be shocked. But if you tell me it's 3,000 or 4,000 people across the 4 ministries, then I'm thinking, okay, well, that's not so ridiculous. So there needs to be context for that particular kind of headline to make any sense to me, or to be, you know, kind of worth discussing.
Okay.
I think otherwise it's just a figure.
All right, let's talk about the hike of prices. Ramadan is fast approaching, and you know things are becoming very expensive, and the average family sometimes cannot afford certain things. You know, if a bag of onion can cost 1,200, 300, you know, someone who cannot even fend for their families, sometimes it's very difficult. So the diaspora, we are looking, I mean, we are calling on you. If your family members call you and tell you things are expensive, you have to accept. We are not blaming it on any government. We all understand. Sometimes things are tough and the government doesn't have control over the prices.
It's a free market.
You know, the only thing they can do is to create certain things like that, and is to help the people, to elevate the people.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about these things, you know, when there are price controls in any capitalist system, I have my bag of onions and I say I want this amount for it. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Is what they do. And sometimes what you want, there is no somewhere else, because everybody's selling it at that inflated price.
Exactly.
And so it becomes very difficult for the families to cope. You're right. And you mentioned kind of half jokingly about the diaspora. I mean, if you imagine that the diaspora sends about 600 million, maybe 900 million dollars a year to the Gambia, small Gambia, then it shows you that a lot of families are already being propped up by family members who've gone abroad and remit. I mean, it's one of the highest, and I've said this many, many times before. In 2020, when they did the figures for the whole of Africa, Gambia was at number 9. That doesn't even make sense to me in terms of the money sent. A country of 2.1 million people, and you're above countries that have 60, 70, 80 million populations, and yet you're number 9 on the list of remittances. That's shocking, but it tells you how much people remit to this country. So you're right, a lot of families are propped up by family members who are in the diaspora, and I can't see it changing anytime soon.
I don't think
but
so.
Because again, when our chairman was giving his speech yesterday at the celebration, he mentioned that we keep saying it's a tax-based economy, and it has to be, because we don't have gold, we don't have diamonds, we don't have iron ore, we don't have bauxite, we don't have those minerals that the country can sell and get revenue. So we rely on our taxes. And if people don't pay their taxes, then you don't have the services that you need. Good roads, hospitals, schools, that sort of thing. And so, we're always encouraging people to pay their taxes and not try and avoid paying their taxes. So, but yeah, times are hard because, as you rightly say, as Ramadan comes, the prices go up. Because people know that people are going to... There's high demand for these things, and so, sugar, onions...
I can remember when I was newly married, buying a half kilo of meat was $35.
And how much is it now?
And now a half kilo...
It's 150, 175.
Yeah.
So it was how much then?
$35.
Okay.
If I give my wife some money, it's like maybe 70, 75, she will buy a kilo of
back
meat.
then.
Back then.
Yes.
But now it's different. 350. At least if you want to buy 375, you need to. So it's crazy. Things are changing.
Of course.
And inflation is also killing us.
Inflation, of course, and that's it. You saw the.
I think it's at 18%.
Statement. Yes.
Yes.
You saw the statement from the bank and from the finance minister. So it's quite high, but not as high as in some countries around our region where it's 70%. So, I'm not saying be complacent, but there are countries where it's far worse.
Yes.
In Guinea, they're protesting. The unions called a general strike because of food prices and commodity prices. So, yeah, it's hitting everywhere and it's biting.
It is. Even Ghana, Nigeria.
Yeah.
They're really hitting hard in terms of inflation.
All these countries in
So the Gambia is not an exception.
No.
Yeah.
Thing is, when you live it and you're feeling the pinch, you don't know that the other guy's pinch is even harder and more painful. You don't even want to know. You care about yourself.
Who cares?
Which is what?
Who is stronger? The first man to cry, that's the weakest man. We are all feeling the same thing.
We're all.
But that's why.
In terms of salaries too.
That's where management comes.
Yeah.
We need to manage our resources. We need to manage in our houses. Each and every person at least get a vegetable garden behind your backyard.
But the interesting thing is some of the same people who will tell you that they struggle because of high prices during Ramadan. When Eid comes, they go and spend tons of money on clothing, shoes and stuff. And yet they were crying that, it was expensive. But they don't mind spending on new clothes for the Eid prayer, So
True.
It's about managing and managing expectations as well as your finances.
Now I manage my things properly, even at home. If I am to buy something, I have to calculate
We will call Mrs. Balde.
No, which one is more urgent?
Find out whether
which one is more urgent? I have to look.
We will ask
Hope
Mrs.
you are not
Balde.
stingy there, Balde.
No.
Management and being stingy,
No, for me,
they're
I am
two
not
different
stingy.
things. Okay.
I am
You're
not
prudent.
Yes, I give. I don't. If I have money in my pocket, maybe before I come back to work, I will exhaust everything. I'm not stingy. I'm not a stingy man.
He's not stingy. He's just prudent and careful.
I am not tight-fisted.
And there's a difference. There's a difference between being tight-fisted and being sensible and prudent. I have known of couples, and it's a human trait. I've known of people who have spent thousands on their wedding, and then a month later they were broke. I mean, and I'm not
I think
exaggerating.
that's really common, but that's really common, really.
It is common, and yet I've never seen that as sensible, you know. But I've known it happen with so many, and the irony is, I mean, sometimes the marriages don't even. For me, one of the biggest ironies in my life is that the 3 biggest weddings that I ever attended in my life, and
you have to mention the
close
Gambian
to 7. You know, none of them lasted. The marriages didn't last. One of them lasted less than a year, and yet they must have spent on that one, and I'm not exaggerating. They must have spent about 150,000 US.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
Wow.
At least that, maybe more, maybe much more than that. In fact, I think I'm being a bit conservative in my estimate on how much they spent, and yet it didn't last. So, you know,
I think we are in a point where people are more concerned about what other people talk about.
How it looks and
how
what
they
people
look,
think,
you
and
know, how
what
they
Balde
appear.
was saying. Yeah.
Exactly. Wearing expensive designers, and you cannot even feed yourself. You barely feed your family, or your family members are suffering.
Yeah.
So for me, that doesn't really make sense, to wear expensive clothing, do expensive thing, and when your mom barely have a place to stay in.
And you
it
can't
doesn't
afford
really make sense to me, really, just to entice everybody and to have everybody talking about you. They would just talk about you for maybe a day or 2 or a week, and that's it.
I mean, and sometimes it's not even about whether people talk about you. It's when I was at a college student in the UK, it was so funny. Us, the black students, we spend a lot of money on clothes and shoes compared to our white colleagues and they used to think, why are you guys spending so much money on clothes and shoes and whatever? You know, but we wanted to look good and we wanted to feel good. And it was ridiculous because they would never spend even half what we spent on clothes, shoes, and so on. You go to somewhere like Brixton in South London, where I live, and on a Friday night or a Saturday, early Saturday, and you see all the hairdressing salons full of black women getting ready to go out and party and whatever. It's like, and honestly, my white colleagues were like, you guys spend so much on your hair, you spend so much on your clothes and your shoes, and they just thought we were weird. And we weren't doing it to impress anybody, we were doing it to feel good. But a lot of the people who did this, I mean, there was one guy I know, he bought a house, but he couldn't afford to live in it because of, the light bill and all that. And so the house was empty for a whole year. He was a friend of mine. He lived in a small flat where he was before, but the house he bought, he actually could not afford to live in.
He did not rent it out?
He didn't want to rent it out, he didn't want to rent it out because, he would go there and he would spend like a couple of days every month. It was ridiculous, but it was his house. But he couldn't afford to live in
that's
cutting
ridiculous.
your clothes according to your size.
But Mr. Ade,
cut your
coat according
to your cloth.
but
cut
I
your
mean,
garment
what is the
according to
essence
your
of
cloth.
buying a house that you cannot live
Lots
in?
of people did it, and this guy, and it's ridiculous. There was a time when it was so bad that he slept in his car because if he came into the house and he switched on the lights and the heating system,
They will charge him.
It costs. He slept in his car.
Living in England
he
is
owned
something
the
else. Living in Europe,
People don't realize this when they're here and they think, because a lot of our brothers and sisters who work there, they come and these semesters come and they pose and think like they live in large.
all
They
expensive.
don't live in large. They're not living large. They're struggling. Some of them. You go to America. I mean, several of my friends have 2 jobs. Some have 3. They work, 9 to 5. In the evening, they might go and do a security job. At the weekend, they do another job. They don't even have a Sunday off. Just to pay the car note, as they call it, pay your rent, pay this, pay that, all kind of, your own insurance before things like Obamacare came in. Some people couldn't even afford to be sick because you're so expensive to be sick because they might not have enough insurance cover to cover them when they were
And
sick.
if you don't,
it's not all.
if you don't have the
not
cover, you
all,
won't
yeah.
be cured.
You go to some hospitals in America, the first thing they ask you, where's your insurance? If you
Well,
don't, they want you die there.
One of my friends said to
They don't
me,
do that in England, but in America they do.
One of my friends.
If you don't have the insurance, they won't treat you.
He came for holidays in the Gambia. He said a Gambian brother died in Sweden. This guy doesn't have papers, and he got sick in Sweden.
Right.
So he couldn't go to hospitals to be cured because they will ask him his papers. So, I mean, he was self-medicating at home, and he couldn't get even good medicines at home. He died.
You know, for all
He
the
passed away.
criticism,
Wow.
for all the criticism that the UK get about all kinds of things, when it comes to something like that, papers or no papers, if you go to the hospital sick, they will treat you. They don't have all that nonsense about, oh, if you don't, only if you have papers. They will ask you for that, but they're not going to turn you away just because you say, I don't have those papers. They don't.
It's really inhuman.
They treat anybody
really.
and everybody. It is inhuman and inhumane as well. It's terrible. But you know, in many countries, you're right. If you don't have the papers, you cannot get treatment, and so you just need to stay healthy, or otherwise, you're in trouble.
And you never know when you're going to get sick. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody
knows.
can determine that.
Yeah, quite.
So really, for me, you don't have to be all expensive to look elegant, look decent, and look beautiful. Really, you can be simple, wear simple wears, and decent, and you're good to go. Really.
Look at Julia. People like her for what she
if-
wears. I
if-
mean, she's simple.
Like
She's
that.
all blinged out. Don't mind her. You know, the thing is, you should wear. We were saying it shouldn't matter what people think or say about what you wear, what you do. What feels comfortable to you, what feels right to you. And that, for me, even when I was a child, apart from my parents, trust me, I'm not listening to anybody, and I never have. I have to do my own thing. I have to feel comfortable in my own skin, whether it's what I do, what I say, what I wear. I have to feel I'm being myself.
Absolutely.
And obviously, when you're a child growing up in Africa in the 1960s, you get into a lot of trouble because teachers don't want your opinion. You just need to echo whatever they say, and they don't want to know your opinion on stuff. And if you gave your opinion to them, that was you being cheeky or insubordinate or whatever. But you still have to
Absolutely.
speak up.
It's having self-esteem, feeling good about
Feeling,
yourself.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's as simple as
For me,
that.
that's self-esteem, really.
Yeah, it's crucial, and that's one of the things we try and impart to our children. Give them self-esteem and say to them, it's not about how much money you have, what you have in the bank, whatever. It's about things like your morals, your character. Those are the things that really are important and will take you through life. But for some people, they don't even want to hear that. For them, it's about how much money am I going to earn, how much and that's what is important to them. And then they say there's a saying that you can know the price. People like that know the price of everything, but the value of nothing.
Nothing.
And that's a statement in itself, really.
True.
Yeah.
Ms. Ade, thank you very much. I mean,
Merci beaucoup.
we enjoy conversing with you.
And I enjoy conversing.
I don't
with
enjoy conversing with Mr. Mboj.
You do.
No, I don't. I don't.
Mboj.
Mr. Mboj, I don't enjoy talking to you
Mr.
on
Mboj,
QTV
don't
this
mind.
morning.
Before we came on, he was telling me, "Oh, I wish we had Mboj."
No.
Don't mind him.
No, from
You'll be
yesterday,
back.
I'm done. Mboj, I'm done. Jenaba, I'm done.
Mr. Mboj.
Mboj will be back. Don't worry. Return of the.
You are
Mboj.
blacklisted again, Mr. Mboj.
No, I cannot deal with Mboj anymore. In fact, I'm suspending him on this program until after Ramadan.
I feel sorry for Mr. Mboj.
And just for that, Mboj will be on this couch every day next week. Inshallah.
He said to me, I'll not talk to you because I know how you think, Balde. So no need for me to talk to you. All right, so thank you, Mr. Ade. And, I hope tomorrow we're going to have Mr. Mboj on this platform again.
I certainly hope so. In fact, I will make sure it is. In fact, I won't even come to work tomorrow. I won't even come to work tomorrow.
All right, so we'll take a short break. After the break, we'll look into a dynamic movie group in the Gambia. And, we will take a look at some of the things they've been doing.
Okay.
And, some of the movies that they've been producing as well.
The rise of Gamwood.
Exactly. Gumwood. We have the Nollywood. We have the Hollywood. Hollywood is first.
Hollywood, then Bollywood.
Bollywood. I think Bollywood is second.
Bollywood is second, and because Bollywood had called itself Bollywood, everybody had to have wood.
The wood.
After.
I had Nollywood.
Then Nollywood.
So
came.
we are having Gumwood.
So Gamwood.
But China, they didn't call it Chi wood.
No, what do
China
they call
wood.
this? Yeah, they don't. We'll have to. Yes, they don't.
Yeah, I do.
So we would love to have a gumwood.
Gumwood.
Yes, inshallah.
A vibrant one.
Yes.
We'll be right back after the break. Then we talk about gumwood. Back.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. Suru. Go. Ebe dawa full network suda tili. QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata. QCell. Most reliable network dumala geta wati. QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam ona manke QCell. Hanibe wulo ni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network ko se taria. QCell. Suñu boss. Ñu fi njëkk indi 3G ñu dellu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tawa fele QCell. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia. QCell meta lori la kilianol yele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma. QCell Sunibus. QCell Sunibus. QCell Sunibus. QCell Sunibus. Connect solo be bambandi QCell Sunibus. QCell most innovative QCell Sunibus.
You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate. Others follow. Terms and conditions apply. Q Money is back again with an offer of a lifetime. You can now buy Sunyu Bundle data packages directly from your Q Money wallet for half the price. Get all Sunyu Bundle packages from 20 megabytes to 20 gigabytes and enjoy the biggest internet data discount in the market. Just dial *323# now. Choose option 4 and start buying your favorite Sunyu Bundle package half the price only with Q Money. Pay less and stay connected with the most reliable internet service in the Gambia. For more information, call 133 Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
This is QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Asuri Balde. Now I am with I'm here with Julde Njai. Julde, we have to move to the next segment.
Yes.
That is, let's take a look at the movie industry in the Gambia. It's important sometimes for us to look at things that are going around.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we talk about it. Now we have Momodou Dem, editor at Creative Minds and movie production. Jena Badem, Deputy CEO at Creative Mind. And we have them in the studio. Gentleman, lady, Madam Bismillah.
Yeah.
Julie, are we going to tribalize this? Let's tribalize it.
Let's try. Hande mom, it's all Fulani.
We're
So.
tribalizing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's up? What's going on?
Go ahead.
My name is, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Janabadam. I live in Mahmuda, Kombo South, West Coast region. I am the Deputy CEO of Creative Mind, which was found on 28th February 2018 in the Gambia.
Okay.
Yeah, we realized that the movie industry in the Gambia is lacking behind. And the only way we can create jobs for the youth, we need to create other ways around, like doing movie industry. Some are not good in the area of academic, but if you create, like, let's come together and do something, and at the end of the day it will be useful for the nation and for the youths as well. So that was the reason why we sit as a group, as partners. We give ideas, because what we believe in the Gambia here is like, if you don't go to school, or if you don't graduate from grade 12 and go to the Gambia College or university, you have no place. So to me, I see it as it's a wrong idea, because not everybody is meant for school.
Absolutely.
Because some are good in school, some are creative, some are good in another thing. So this is why we realize we have a lot of young youths that are sitting at home without doing nothing.
Sure.
So we should not fold our hands and say that as far as I didn't go to school, I have no hope.
Yeah, I cannot venture into
I cannot.
something
Okay,
else.
so we will come back to you.
Okay.
We have something to play so that people have an idea
Okay.
of what we are talking about
sure.
before we proceed.
Okay.
Yes.
Your Highness, your total obsession ruling this kingdom is making your subjects cry tears of blood.
So it's you who leave your own country, come to my kingdom without my notice.
I'm here to take pictures of your beautiful birds in your beautiful country, King. Ah, ke calling, Sangananga ke calling, Sangananga ke calling.
I, the king, banish you from this kingdom forever.
Please don't do this to me. Help me, please, my king. Please don't do this to me, please.
Yamina ninda kasaro na dila mali na koko la ran to lem kabilo ko jibo ki afta ma ya jobi ni mo ta ya jiba xamul bali jiola ha ta ja hal
Yeah, we are back, and you know, that's just we're giving you something that at least you will have an idea
As to
of
what
what
this
we're
is
talking
all
about in the studios here. So, Modu, Dem, Julde.
What's the title of that movie? It seems really interesting.
First of all, good morning. As
Good morning.
we started earlier on. My name is Modu Dem, as you guys mentioned. Just to tell you guys who am I. I'm the editor at Creative Mind Movies Production. Yes, the title of the movie is Extraordinary Boy.
Extraordinary Boy.
Yeah. Because of, as you see, the way the movie started, so there will be a boy who will be born in that kingdom. So he'll bring the downfall of the king.
Wow.
Yeah. So the king, was abiding that. That's why, he is trying to deny the people who live in that country or in that kingdom to not fetch water in that area. Because there was a man who in fact told him that once people are, fetching water in this well,
there will be a boy who will be born in this country, and that boy will, bring the downfall of your entire. Yeah.
I love the quality of the images and the sound and everything. But it's more of, if I'm watching this, I feel like I'm watching a Nigerian movie.
Yeah.
Like, why is that? Why can't we bring our own thing?
For sure.
Gambianize it, use our own thing. Like in Senegal, their theater is really booming because they don't really have to copy anybody else. They use their own thing and all of that.
To add on that,
yeah,
I wanted to ask the same thing, but I can see a touch of the Mandinka language.
Absolutely, yes.
That made me, okay, it's a little balance. But I think you need to work on maybe the king, the crown. We don't have to call it a king. Let's call it Mansa or something. Right. Maybe the outfit doesn't have to look Nigerian. Yeah. So we are trying to help each other here. But I think those are the adjustments that we've
It's
observed.
really of really international standard. But as far as Gambianizing it's concerned, what are you doing about that?
Okay, that's a very good question, because we have been asked about that question for so many times. That we copy the Nigerians a lot. In fact, if you watch the movie, we have copied them around 85% of the movie. Though we are speaking their different kind of diverse languages.
Yeah.
There is a point whereby others are speaking Mandinka, others are speaking Jola, and others are speaking Wolof. Just we do it in that way so that everybody can listen to it and they can have an idea to the movie. But we are just beginners. We have been shooting movies just as acting in the form of drama, just to entertain others. But this is our first movie that we shoot in this standard. Yeah, and then as you see it, we are not that strong in terms of background, so we entitled to to take a bit in the Nigerian movie. But in that case, we did not take a bit. We end up taking 85%.
Absolutely.
So
we
therefore,
have our beautiful cultures, traditions.
Yeah, for sure.
Our kings. We had kings. Lot of
we have
them
our masters. As
exactly.
my brother just may say it.
The way they lived and how they rule. I mean, you could have used all of that.
Yeah. We are working. We are working up to that, because of right now we are shooting a movie for the Ramadan, and then we have nothing to do, in terms of our cultural things there. But as we when Ramadan comes, the cereals and then the sarahules, they easily make challenge. So, but that one we are shooting it, in the standard way, and in a way whereby everybody will enjoy it, and then we have nothing to copy from the Nigerians or outside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because of people are calling us, and then they are
Gamwood, something like Gamwood.
Exactly.
So that we can feel the vibe of being in the Gambia and watching a purely produced Gambian movie.
For sure. And then in that case, we are working up to that, because of people are advising us the same thing, that we should not copy the Nigerian. Though it's an African, movie just to promote Africa and at large.
Absolutely.
But right now we are talking to, something whereby just to take our country in motion. So we should talk of something whereby, or we should act in a form whereby, to promote our tradition. So, but we were new into it. You can see the griot, the Mandinka griot with the kora. And
which was really
exactly. He also wear the Mandinka tradition.
Costume,
exactly. But though it was our beginning, so we have so many failure in it.
Yeah. No, it's not even a failure.
It's
a learning point.
Exactly.
You sitting on our TV and we telling you this is what we observe. We want you to change it.
Exactly.
So I think that's it, because if you did not do it, we won't tell you to change it.
No, I think we are really on the right path as far as movie production is concerned, because of the images, the quality of the images, the production and everything. Really, I like everything about it. But let us just try to Gambianize everything. Let it be our own. Let us take ownership of the movie industry in the Gambia. Like Nigerians, they started somewhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
Before it's purely village movies. They go to their villages, remote areas, and they shoot, movies there, films, and people enjoy it.
Sure.
So let us do the same.
And let the characters also try to be themselves. They did very well. Let them not try to speak what we call a perfect English.
Yeah.
You cannot be perfect.
We have our own
Yeah, we have
Gambian
our own
English.
Gambian English.
We have our Gambian English, which is so unique, really.
Yeah, it's so unique. Yeah.
You know, ying ten. Say it.
So,
yes.
No, so in 6 years down the line, how many movies have you produced? Because she mentioned that you started in 2018. How many movies have you produced so far?
Okay, one for her or for me?
For her.
Okay, I can say that's the second movie.
Okay.
But the first one, we were having challenges.
Okay.
Yeah, because some people will call for something, and whilst they are not in for it, and it is always a problem.
Yeah.
If I said you are the director, you are the manager, something like that, or you are the coordinator, you have the affairs of the associations. So we once shoot a movie that is the trailer, which was our first target.
What was the title of the movie?
It's a trailer.
Trailer, okay.
Yeah.
It was a trailer, okay.
Yeah, so that was our first target.
Oh.
But then the guy who was responsible for that wanted to result our trailer.
Wow.
So due to that circumstances, things were delayed and we could not show it out. Yeah, because it lead us until the guy have to take us to this police station.
Wow.
So we realized that being wasting our time at the station, going up and down, it doesn't make sense. And two, we are beginners. We don't have that finance to do that follow-up. So I told the CEO that now the next step that we should do, let's forget about this issue. Hence, as far as we are concerned, and this is something that we want to do, and this is something that we want to show the Gambians that we can do it.
Absolutely.
Together with love and faith, we can do it. So let's forget about this and open a new page. Then we see what God can do.
Absolutely.
So this is why that one was not show up. So this was, let's
this
assume
really
that,
turns out really
yeah, this is the
great.
first one that we have shoot and everybody seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is next as far as this is concerned? But before then, are you in collaboration with any other agency, movie industry agency in the country, or you're working single-handedly?
No, we are working single-handedly. Because we don't have, we started from the background without no sponsor, without no collab with anyone. And then
so this movie is not sponsored by anyone?
It's not sponsored
it's all
by
done
anyone.
by yourselves?
Only one of our, our elder, by the name Haruna Jallo. Yeah, he have did a lot for the association.
Okay.
He have did a lot for the association. We used to have, so many, people like him. Yeah, but that will motivate us a lot because we are young ones, and then you can see most of them are students, some are graduates, and then they just want to be into something else tomorrow. As just my sister just said not that long ago, not everybody can be in class article in office.
Absolutely.
Because of the others are meant to be into somewhere else whereby just to entertain, and then whereby we can put this country in motion. But if you all intend that we should be in office, there will be so many people in the office, but less work. Yeah, and then in that case, we are seeking for help, whosoever can help us. And then we intended to take the movie industry to the next level.
Next level.
Because of right now, we are shooting a perfect movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right now, a perfect movie. Yeah, because we have nothing to do about, foreign, industries in it. Yeah, we are shooting our Gambia movie. As the way they say, Gambia.
We want it.
Really,
yeah,
we are looking forward to Gamhood.
Yeah, this one,
we want it.
Yeah,
And what I've
everybody will be
seen,
happy in it.
what for me I've seen on the screen, I think you people are good. You can do better.
Absolutely.
But with coaching. And when you are a coach, you need to listen. And when you listen, you would be successful. Because we are the people consuming it. We know what we want. So obviously, if you do a little touches, right, you are good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Thanks for the motivation in that case. And now we have nothing to do with, Nollywood or other hoods, as we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Now I want to make it as a Gamhood.
Gamhood,
Yeah, but you'll hear there perfect, Wolof, and then perfect Mandinka, and then we mix all of it, English again. Yeah, we are working up to that.
Yeah.
So talk to us about the movie for the Ramadan.
Finally.
When is it? When are you releasing it?
We are about to conclude our, next episodes in this Sunday coming.
Okay.
Because we have been working through it for so long, and it's a nice movie whereby we have some other, characters. The others are well known. The like of Masire is part of it, and then Pamodu Cham is part of it, and then Jack also is part of it. So that one is so perfect because, you know, when you are shooting such kind of movies, the characters which the movie acts, you should have that kind of character exactly.
Absolutely.
When it
It's
asks for somebody who is matured, a matured person should play that character. When it asks for a young one, you can look for a young one and play it. As you just said, the observers, those who are sitting down and then observing, they want to see something which is very perfect, and then they deliver it very
When Nigeria wanted to do their movies, they went straight into their communities and they spoke to their fathers, their mothers. They said, look, we are going to use you people. We want to bring our movie industry to another level. We want the role of a dad. We want to take my father. You know, we want mom, we'll take your mom. So it generated a lot of employment for many people.
Exactly.
Even an old man, maybe at some point you are retired, you don't have any other thing to do. You know, the movie industry, when you play well, I mean, it gives you that courage and it gives you that, you know, financial help as well. So we are urging our young people to go to school. Let them learn, because education can help you do anything you want to do. So it's better for you to study. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your coming. Time is against us. So viewers will take now we'll go straight to the click segment. We have a video to play. Let's take a look at it.
He's the best artist dunia akakuma kesol mu fotonya la ablange be masha
Milka we yebu gannaaw
ba ko ma bi ba ko ma sama akuyata muye adiyata muye ba ko ma mafias
building on lambelo mel kay hakilo sodo ay bala faso
Intende Jumala, Intende Jumala. If you don't know, Intende Jumala. Chronicle. Intende Jumala. If you don't know, Intende Jumala. Bitol kan ko buwalang ko darajo damate duwala. Si kan sa te do polo lifetime process lang na baluola. Chawol check ye ke kumo time dula jonte ka funyola. Once we call it a circle by force from the mouth sa senyola. Hey, ngolum ba try kan badun namba pindilan dangol ba grind kang. On the low while they hate it. It's all ba take na kairo ba siya kang. Bada dale ba tinya kang. Level over multiply kang. Sate bele ben to be can continue baraba be boote can. Humble struggle I put in the work, you all they do is hating. Got love from my city, my niggas 100 and nobody faking. Now I'm the talk of the town, even the haters be feeling my sounds. Freak out my we got the clout, but my we not playing around. Intende Jumala, Intende Jumala. If you don't know. Intende Jumala. Chronicle. Intende Jumala. If you don't know, Intende Jumala. Intende Jumala. Foya Intende Jumala. Intende Jumala. Foya Intende Jumala. Foya Intende Jumala. Foya Nintendo Jumalo. Respeko ye bora ye tama. Chaninga rapa bululu kasara. Bijanko numbi for sama. Kombo si fogo njuru birikama. Ye rapa dalle diata kamera to media fania siata. Keku oldo yata foku mol siata. Nye rapa ulo la vero siata. Nintendo Jumalo. Nintendo Jumalo. If you don't know. Intende Jumala.
Yeah, so we are back. Nintente Jumalem, you know. So we are back on the click segment. Social.
My man was.
Tey moy tey nak. Tey moy last click bi.
Bala Ramadan.
Wa bala Ramadan.
So dafa wara ja.
Wa dafa ja di.
Lo mo xama insulin chronique.
Su jaxut rek ma ñef la. Bum jax la sé.
Wa dama fayde. Du ja. Dama fayde. No, wa dafa ja aw boy. Yo ya fi nekk di. Suma koto bi.
Wala mbuka.
Cerno sori.
Yeah, so
but I'm ready to nak.
Wow.
You already know the time. Click segment right here with your man Churchill Ballet. QTV la bandi. Tay hola naka to dribble.
No bandi ga.
QTV la bandi.
QTV la bandi.
Busumbala la nongo. Lamen boyo.
Lamen la chichi man.
Lamen boyo. Well, I can't forget where I came from. Fajara Massive, always supporting. Pola Yellow, understand? Man's from Fajara, man city boy. I don't know.
So man village boy.
So you know the vibe. Churchill Ballet right here, and of course I have my man Chronico. When he is one of the most anticipated guests. Someone in the show. Afobang. My brother. So you better you want to act fancy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, actually, I don't know the moments here, you know, I am fan soul content na, viewer soul content na, momo dauda, you know, Gambia for abroad, you know, I am salam la on the morning show, you know. Yeah, the moments here, you know.
Nice. Yeah, but the Chronicle, yo, danga yaga nobi, come for your dore wago.
Wow.
It made a daring. Na mani kama senya, but in Bolba jazz basel.
Yeah.
So it made a daring. Mune asab.
Mbena album o job kan. Mbena album o job kan ne hanga mbederin no hanga after yala ne ku anim ku katangol nim ku katangol no but alhamdulillah sain kai yeah man wato nying hanga album o nying job tale apare tale you know track solia start ka drop for already hanga kulio fon album o fon la kulio fon ba nyata nyanta kanana so yeah it's good you know.
So that is what we want to know, like what is the reason behind, because yangewa cool asabu agyo no wo cool ning but because ngalone atekenola album o dama, you know, because I'm sure the fans were curious. They want to know like the reason why you've been silenced. When fancy, they always want to expect something new from their artists, especially if you're if you are in their hearts, you know. So how was that pressure like also?
Because Kuonyi metal, you know, like for 2 years, you know. Yeah, since the last drop, you know, and then like I was working on the album, but album when you do like I'm coming easily, you know. Oh, I just wanna bring out music, me alanko like it's so regular and normal, you know.
Oh,
you can understand it. And then I had other reasons. Me alanko from well man me alanko maybe I should come and say discuss no but coming I was also trying to extend my catalog, man of I understand it because yeah, songol benum bulle kol benum jele but hanga ntafonata come najel I still need to extend this playlist, man of I understand it. And then nyandaka musico create le mianko audience so nyandaka la vale, you know, not just on one side. La fakana audience so broad in delay. So I was doing something that is diverse and then commercial and then social. So niaji be chronicle brand nying come what time musico nying like mostly in Katara side kilometer matter by like the rap side saying like na fuse there with different flavors. Me alanko audience owning other than one side, but it will go on different
because
areas.
The reason why I had to ask that question is because when you came into the game, you took over. Everybody knew who Chronicle is. You understand? You came in with heavy, you know. Come like it wasn't easy.
Style,
you know,
and it's still there.
Exactly. But all of a sudden you went quiet. So I don't know. So that was something very relevant for me to ask because take over. And how is that feeling like?
Man, like that was a big motivation, you know. Like as an artist, like just coming into the game,
and get recognition.
Then just, like. Okay, if you heard of Chronicle before, you just think, man, like this guy has albums or like lots of mixtape. No, bro, it was just
singles,
couple of singles and my first EP, you know. Yeah, that was it, you know. Like so, and then if people like deal with your music like that, like you, it for another understand, because you need to appreciate that they love what you're doing, you know. So if I'm coming, like you can go further than that. Man figure understand. So mean to that you want doku so I had to like reset myself. Ngaji be man na catalogo nyim ba doku kala nyaming hanga na catalogo extend. Mina miss go feeling am more fan coming hanga. But funds will be control.
Yeah, and when you came into the game, you are someone that is very lucky. You came into the game and had a couple of features with some big names. You know, you've had the likes of Jizzle, you have the likes of Attack, ST. You've worked with all these people. How is that feeling like? Working with all these big names.
Like I said before, that is all about the energy, and then coming like chronicle, like doko na better, you know, because I mean. If niaje will be able possible chemistry in better and then delivery in better. The more chronicle made of na style. So momo deal that fana wali yala nako momo future yala na coming is necessary, it's worth it. Momo fana in future, they know that the future is worth it. So
So looking back at your career, what would you call your biggest song and your biggest achievement and why?
Okay. You talking about numbers?
Yes.
Or you talking like generally?
Generally, like your biggest achievement in your musical career so far.
I mean, I could say not just finance or any other stuff, but like the biggest achievement is like still being on it, like still going to deliver for my fans,
and album
and still staying relevant in it, you know.
True.
Yeah, I award win. Exactly. I was the new artist of the year, you know, 2019, 2020.
True.
You gotta understand, and that was just the beginning. So I'm like, whatever I get from the game right now, I'm still grateful for the talent. Man, figure understand it because all I never move.
True.
Respect or everything is because of the craft in me. Man, figure understand it. So they like that is the biggest thing in it, you know, and but. Wala benda samba kang mbita nyanda kada dami so fenti je mimba big lawati because fen fon bina involve la kono woku be fen kilimo wala ba tinnala wo fen be na taraji. Yeah,
so you're an artist that have we've been seeing you moving with a couple of artists, but recently we see you roll heavy with Attack. What is that relationship like?
Oh well, artists all they are my brothers, they are my sisters. Man of you understand it. Yeah, Nindol moved no hanga certain situational I was cool with them coming off in Yami. Yeah, need a good relationship all the and then Attack for another moment in a while long we had a good relationship, you know. Yeah, we was Kujama like Nyokang. Yeah, likewise of Jere, Big Fa, you know. Yeah, and then even before that, you know. They like ST bole black in the Brikama, yeah, understand. Yeah, and still the same, you know. I understand.
So the relationship is still tied with ST?
Coming me and ST like it's always Keban in the Abijay.
Okay.
Coming I can say there is nothing negative between us.
Okay.
Coming hand another team personally. No. And then we really had good times.
And you've worked together.
Yeah, we've
but
worked together.
The reason why I asked is someone like me, because I won't say from the fans' perspective, I'm sure they also have this in their mind. I was at the Asitale concert. You know, we've seen so many Brikama artists coming to show love, you know, performing and everything. You are one of the biggest in Brikama. Everybody rates you. Not only Brikama, but generally in this whole country. But you were nowhere to be seen. What is the reason behind that?
Well, one of the I like there is no particular reason behind it. If I would say like one of the reasons, but there was no particular reason behind it.
Okay.
I shared the Asitale flyer. I posted on my social media.
You were showing support.
Yeah, I showed support. Like I was not expecting to perform there though because like ST is the big like I can say it's a big card, you know, like you can say the biggest card in the game right now, you know.
True.
Like
Respect.
It was so you know.
Nice.
But there are lots of guests on it, and then Hani Ajibi after, you know, the flyer, and then coming for it. So you could show support even not expecting to perform there. Like somebody else's concert, man, if I understand. Yeah, and then right now coming back Kudol and I was not, you know,
you were not
So,
invited.
Chronicle, I don't seem to agree. I think you are trying. You are trying to massage.
Yeah,
you are trying to massage it. Mansong, ntesonna. Yalo munekira. Apart from ST, you are the biggest in Brikama. Let us agree, and we have to give you not only in Brikama but West Coast region.
Yeah.
You know, nkela musical follow. And I've seen a couple of videos. You know, and I followed your concerts. The last concert you made. You know, that was a good one. Yeah, I understand.
No, this guy is an organic artist.
Being that type of an artist, at the same time, you are controversial at the same time. Because nkela really so lamoyle. But you being that big artist, you should be part of ST's #1 from West Coast region, Brikama. There is something going on which you don't want to share.
Well, coming now, you know, like Bunya coming, it's Fenty Jentasoming for no jang coming like this is the reason for this man. I understand. So Konga for Nyaming, hanga. Well, Nila own arrangement all along, but I supported the event, even not expecting to perform there. Yeah, and then it's all good.
Let me put him on the spot. Okay, would you invite ST on your show? Regardless of the fact that you've not been invited on his show.
I won't take Fendi. I will invite ST and I'll invite Gambian artists. Okay. Yeah, I will invite everyone. ST to my show. In the album launching that's coming, inshallah. You know,
how about
not only him.
Okay, how about features on the album?
Well, features on the album,
would ST be on it?
I cannot like assure that, you know, that's not promised, you know. Yeah.
You cannot assure us that ST will be featured on it?
Yeah, already, you know, like I'm almost done with the album, bro.
Okay, okay, the album is almost done?
Yeah.
Wow. How many songs do you have on the album?
Basically, I would say we will be going for the best 12 or best 10, you know.
Okay. Okay, it's a couple of songs, so you're going to choose from it.
Yeah, bro.
Where this guy...
Well, I respect
I've
him.
seen the reason why you've been quiet.
I've been working, bro.
Wow, I respect Nako because, I mean, first, you have to give the devil its due. ST is the biggest when it comes to
Gambian music.
Wow, Lulu, although me, I don't think like that. Another person don't think that. I don't think the ST is the biggest, okay? Even though people think like that. I don't think Jere is the biggest. You understand? I'm a feel the music be, you know, dafa am I patterns. Sometimes, nga gis artist bu mak mu wacha. Nga gis artist bu ndaw mu ek. You know, so we've seen all that. You know, feel a PDP 6-9 ñew. Ko ken xamuton ko. Ci digante bi rek mu start di ek. Ken xamut ko. Understand? So that's the music. Why, with the respect that he has, I mean, Lulu man, I respect him for that.
Given this,
we need to keep his privacy too, because ñom ñoo bokk Brikama. So even bu nekké sen music bi is not going according to ñun nuñ ko bëggé, why ñom sen relationship bi is going. Ba mo na estima la kebalti. That's a respect. Lolu bu nekké esti sa mu ko déga, bu nekké daf dé déga daaj. Understand.
So now let's keep it all about Chronicle. And comme lo yo noko waxe rek gis na ñom sa ñom mi neen legi nit ñi sa duñ dé hol kan mo nekk the biggest.
No.
Legi nit ñi luñ dé hol moy kan mo dé gëna deliver. Because man I said it. Man xamna ni attack dina pull crowd, Jizo dina pull crowd, ST dina pull crowd. Waye man luma don wax moy okay kan si guy mo ñew jox the best form of entertainment. Legi now quality la nit ñi de go for. Understand? So you're on the verge of launching an album.
Yeah.
What are the preparations like?
Preparations from Nekani already started, you know, since production be. The from Nekani promoters on the ground they working. Hanga manta mangi try because you were on a drop album even before we record.
Okay.
Yeah, but hanga still now you finalize mixing and stuff, you know, with the producer, stylist, shouts to stylist and, you know, some producers around, you know. So, yeah, and then hopefully the album is coming, like, hopefully right after Ramadan. For the event, you know.
But for now, you've released a couple of songs from the album.
And already I've dropped like 3 videos from the album. Alexa, my what a sweet video, Act Friday, inshallah. Yeah, so preparation bitam si groundwork bi man right now full time mangi break out. Say I'm a break out and even understand. Come here, what I want to around mostly back about like murunta break out for months ago, you know.
All of them, so how much for them?
Yeah.
Delul finga
Sagio la komata manke. Symbol la. So that sule say su kay aning Gambia down the connection we are networking, network and everywhere. I'm reaching out to people, you know, and then we are trying to reach out to stakeholders also, put sponsorship in Kudo.
Okay.
Hanga, because Chronico Nimomoyalo is an independent artist.
True.
I'm not on the no level.
Okay.
And along Namisigo and in Mokendol Mimfana Bembala. Okay. Bulo Dunko time to time, you know. That is it, you know. Yeah, so we are doing the best. Gonna like the best to do. Puru famo minkere nyimul miran ko famata kam way. Like long time they've not heard from me. Ño xamne yaga deguñ ma. Come it's about time. Try to bring them something. Ño xamne even before come they were into Chronicle. Come still
But do you feel any pressure because you've been silent for a while and you're stage a major show? Do you feel any pressure?
Mandara Chahano, I feel no pressure.
No pressure.
I know. I'm the style of man. Momo Santa Jamanso. Gambia, until Nangang later in that line show.
Correct.
Ni another slogan olla. Afobang. Luo. Stylo. A check. You say you rapper be check. Ni momo. You can. I have all the receipts. You say check. Maybe most of them.
They are using
2 years ago, 3 years ago, they start car use.
Okay.
Then in slogan all natal since 2018, 2017.
Nice.
Then okay, well mu kullet mi anko ala enta fanam bless wala like word play ni wo ka kamani ka mo ta ka kenya do nya.
Okay.
For saying a regularized mo. So ndam musician all te mi alanko. Ngamin need ni ngosoto. Come on. Yeah, ni alasanda mo dabe no ko ta dali ite neta mal you know.
So now it's clear.
Yeah.
Low is your own wordplay.
Slogan.
Stylo.
Same thing.
Same thing. Afobang. Because you know you bring the use, but we don't know. We don't know.
Everybody. From number 1 to number 100.
Wow. ANC daf ko day use couple of artists yu bari dañ ko day use
wa ñu mo xam suma ko déggé rek mom la dé
okay
now la console be celebrate la e be sound na ye celebrate
no face okay, you know.
So let's look at this music from his album. This is from his album. It just came out recently. Let's take a look at this and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Chronicle.
It's J Life.
A forever. Namakile. Nyon town we la talk on. Rastalo till a gone on. Namakile. Getting time my lock on till we make la jump. Or record could we break la jump. Namakile. Ibe movement kwenda ma. Ibe against more killing. Namakile. Kwenda ma. For all limba ma. Every man a king. Some are rude boys, some are gangsters. And I cool like it till I came this far. I bail on the neighborhood rockstar. Jamal Konyako get on you superstar. Don't you like, don't you wish far. Don't you hate when they see me, can you on ledger? Can't deny the love, truly they know that I'm a star. Been bad for some time, grinding purka art new master. Kali la moy sign, I'll canap on you after. You can have a full wall puss, real hospital ka part for after. Time to hit the streets, ni mole Jamal Tilo Parama. Gajama Baleta Minute Blabaya Mulu Kamasa. Amiro Siata, Fuaria Batale Warta. Nini Minta Mokuloko Nkweka Pela Sata. Tonya is a kamfa, Hanita Yena La Foisa Yamfa. Mom perfect, what I think I'm in Tonya. Nyon town we la talk on. Rastalo till a gone on. Namakile. Getting time my lock on till we make la jump. Or record could we break la jump. Namakile. Ibe movement kwenda ma. Ibe against more killing. Namakile. Kwenda ma. For all I live turn mistakes to lessons, struggles into blessings. How I did it is the shit they can't imagine. Blessing of the family, you know I have to make it happen. I ain't sharing shit. Let the music do the talking. Switching up my flows daily. Ik have for nothing the code.
No. Just 1 year rek lañ may ga dañoo dem stadium.
So you lunch?
No, 1 year rek. This is Brikama's biggest thing.
No, you see, this guy, like, dafa control street be.
Wow.
Come ghetto. He represents. He's like the voice of the voiceless. He's the real voice of the voices. He represents the streets. Represents people that have no hopes in life. So my long time I read this guy. You know, come mono na mo talk. He's big. Understand? I'm just defting him. Neka said I'm just joking in you promote, but no. He's standing for the needy, standing for the poor, the voice of the voiceless, bro.
Yeah, respect, man.
Respect.
Yeah,
respect.
So finally.
Yeah. So from the handy, time owning almost a city.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you want the fans to know before we sign out?
Well, just fans all. One important thing, date me. May 25th. I can say that's Famoketa is gonna be the comeback and the album launch of Chronicle.
True.
Yeah, and then left a Miller rec. But let them go to my socials. A couple of videos drop, and we are dropping another video right after Ramadan. Yeah, so let them subscribe. Let them follow my social media handles so that updates so learning cool hang out.
Where is the event?
Location.
Brikama Box
Bar.
Yeah.
Tickets.
Advance 200, gates 300, VIP $500.
That's very
reasonable.
Reasonable.
That's very simple.
Yes. Marco and Nifang. So that we can make a project for them.
Yeah. Brikama Box Bar fund. Tap. All right, so finally,